Hello everyone, and welcome back to Starship Evo. So I thought it'd be good to show you how to build a basic gun. So let's go ahead and do that. First, we're just going to grab the parts we need. First, starter block, which actually you don't actually need a starter block when we use it for simplicity purposes. Then we're going to grab this item stand, which we do actually need. Next, we're going to go down to weapons. Grab one of those. Grab our power. Go back to weapons. We're going to grab one of each of those. A link tool. And all the accessories for the weapons. They all basically do what they say at the 10, but some are a little nuanced than others. Alright, so let's get started. First, we're going to place our block. I'm just going to put it right there, put that there, then we press F on that, start our weapon. Now, the front of the weapon is where the trigger is, obviously, unless you're making a special kind of pistol. Alright, so for beam weapons, for a basic gun, beam weapons and laser weapons, the only difference is one is a beam, one is more of a pulse laser, so we're just going to use that one for now because we can do more stuff with it. And then we just hook it up to trigger to the beam, and it works. Alright, so let's say you wanted to have two weapons. Alright? I'm not, normally I'd make some sort of finagly thing to place that the way I want to, but we're just going to do that for the sake of the video. Let's say you want one of each. Okay, I'm going to make this a smaller grid for the demonstration. One there, alright? So, this is how you would do that. Simply hook one and the other to each other, and assign one to the left. The game always, you will usually assign the second one automatically to the left. So, when we do that, one will fire beam, and the other will fire the other one. You can use this to make tools and such as well. We'll maybe go over some tools in another video, but for now, we're just going to focus on weapons. So, I personally like to use the beam weapons because they look cool, but a lot of people like to use these because of their damages. The lasers. So, I'm going to build an optimized one. Show off what the barrels do. Pick it up, and by default, fires like this. Decently accurate, not overly so. So, but that's when barrels come into play. A range barrel increases the range dramatically. And it also decreases the fire rate dramatically, if I remember that too. Indeed it does. Essentially, the longer your barrel is, the more it will affect it. See, if I put a small one on, it won't affect it nearly as much. So tune your weapon to your needs. Next is the cooling barrel. It disperses heat and I think slightly reduces the fire rate. And it's just that theory by just putting it right on there. And personally, it looks cool when it fires. Fire rate looks the same to me, though. Alright, next we're going to go with the recoil barrel. It increases accuracy at the cost of a lot of deep fire rate. And as with the earlier barrels, it too scales with range. So essentially, if you want to go for a sniper build, I'd go for either the recoil or the range barrel, depending on whether you want to hit more accurately or longer ranges. And next we're going to do this one. As you can see, even the small one drastically increases fire rate. But the longer you make this one, the more it increases fire rate and also decreases accuracy. There we are. Next, we're going to be talking about these. This one increases a charge capacity to fire longer and bigger shots, so this is probably another going for a sniper build. This one increases heat damage and makes it easier to cut through shields. Beams are really good at cutting through shields, so FYI. That one just straight up increases hull damage. Putting those on a beam one will usually make a decent weapon. And this one does a little of both. I'm not sure if it does it better just to have two of these and two of these. But they don't really affect the firing too much, but we're just going to go ahead and put them on, because why not? And as you can see, it also makes it really ugly. There we go. Alright, so to round off the video, I think we should take a look at one I've made. Yeah, I haven't come up with a good name for it yet, but it's a good all-around gun. Okay, I'm going to slice it open so y'all can see internals. So as you can see, it uses multiple small ones instead of one big one. This is because I have it hooked up to a logic thing, so a logic chain, so it will actually drastically increase the fire rate and still have decent damage. At least I would if these weren't beam weapons. But as is, this thing creates a lot of damage. And the beam looks cool in my opinion, but it also takes a minute to recharge between shots. Take a look at another one I have. Go ahead and clear the inventory. Oh, this here was actually my first one. I get she looks a little rough, but I was going for a shotgun thing. job well. Alright, this one's the next one I made. It's not that good. It's a burst fire minigun, but I kept it around as a learning experience. Those are two I downloaded. I did not make those. But this is when I first got into the swing of things. As you can see, they're quite noisy. This one uses multiple of the small Gatlings, and this thruster piece is a barrel. I don't really need to show you the internals on these two because they're pretty self-explanatory. Just need something. Can I just have a block, please? And the internals are simple to keep it compact. But if you use logic instead of the barrels, you can get a really fast firing thing that's still accurate. But I simply did not have the space on this build, so that's what I got. Alright, so thank you all for watching, and have a great evening.